Anderson Family Field and Goodwin Field were both buzzing with excitement. With 2 series sweeps in one weekend, Titan baseball and softball both started off conference play with a bang. I'm your host, Janice Garcia, and you are watching On the Mound. In this episode, we'll discuss how the baseball and softball teams fared off in non-conference play and what the keys will be as they now face off against their conference opponents. We provide you with a feature on a recent Big West Player of the Week, Missy Taukeiaho, and we'll be joined by senior Sarah Moore to talk about the Titans softball team and their impressive record thus far. All this and much more on this episode of On the Mound. Thank you for joining us once again for the second episode of On the Mound. I'm joined with baseball analyst Joel Valdez. ¿Cómo está, Joel?
Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Ay, muy bien. Happy to be here again. And excited to talk about Titan baseball and softball. And we definitely have a lot to talk about. It was a busy weekend on the diamond. Let's start off with baseball, though. The Titans have a non-conference record of 13-11 thus far. So how do you think the Titans have played for non-conference games?
Well, non-conference, I think that their record definitely reflects how they've played. I mean, the pitching staff has carried the Titans. They've been amazing. The offense got off to a slow start. They're starting to pick it up a little bit. But the Titans, they did have a couple series sweeps at home in non-conference. They swept Indiana and Wichita State. So that was good. They took care of business in those 2 series. However, they did drop a series to Long Beach State, which I think they should have won that series, but some costly errors gave that series away, in my opinion. But they did go on the road. They took a series at Texas Tech, winning 2 out of 3, and they did have a big win last week against UCLA, 14-7. The offense actually busted out in that game, scoring 8 runs in the second inning, the most runs scored in an inning and for the season in the whole game, 14. So I think this is going to be a catalyst going forward for the offense. I think it's a confidence booster. I expect the offense to definitely pick it up going forward into conference play. But yeah, the record, 13-11. They played a couple ranked teams. Long Beach State was ranked at the time as high as, I believe, 17 in the nation when the Titans played them. It would have been nice to win that series. Obviously, it's a rivalry as well. But it is what it is. The Titans weren't able to pull it off. But they're playing okay. You know, they're 2 games over 500 in non-conference. So I think they did okay, and they're ready to go ahead and tackle conference play.
And after that UCLA game, what was it that the Titans just meshed together and got that offensive blast in the game? What was it?
Well, I think I was there covering the game that day, and from what I saw, they were really patient at the plate. Jake Bird, the UCLA pitcher, he kind of helped the Titans out a little bit. He was a little bit wild, didn't really have his command that day. But the Titans had some good eyes at the plate. Obviously, they worked the walks, they worked the counts, a couple hit by pitches, and then they had the timely hits. And they were able to string together consecutive innings where they scored runs. I believe they scored runs, at least 1 run in about 4 consecutive innings that day, if my memory serves me correctly. But yeah, they were, I don't know what it was. I think it might have been, on a big stage or there at Jackie Robinson Stadium, playing UCLA, who was ranked to begin the season. They had fallen out of the rankings by the time the Titans played them that day, but they wanted to prove themselves. And I spoke with, Kobe Kauhaha, the freshman, after the game, and he said that, the offense was pretty upset because they hadn't been helping out the pitching. The pitching had been carrying the team, and the offense needed to do their part. And I think that aggression and them wanting to, obviously show that they can also help the team out and carry the team, not just rely on the pitching, was maybe a reason why they broke out that day.
And a little bit more on the numbers for the pitching. According to D1 Baseball, Blake Quinn is ranked 4th for hits allowed per 9 innings with 3.76, and Connor Siebold with an impressive strikeout to walk ratio at 37-3 in 33 innings. For a Friday and Saturday starter, being that high up in the rankings, and of course Colton Eastman as a Sunday starter, he's doing quite a good job for a freshman, and we've talked about it for this past whole season for this non-conference play. And looking into more, will it be interesting to see if the Titans' offense can build up to meet at a par with the Titans' pitching play?
Nobody's a rookie now. I think this was our 7th week. So, I mean, we've been through a full fall. We've been through 7 weeks, which is almost 2 months. Colton Eastman handles himself pretty good, and Hank handles himself pretty good, and Kobe handles himself pretty good. You know, you got to grow up to play this game, and when you grow up, the game will get easier, but there's a learning curve going on.
As Coach stated, the rookies aren't rookies anymore, so there's no reason to not be contributing in the runs, getting in those walks, getting hit by a pitch to, take it for the team. There's no really excuse. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Coach Vanderhook. Like he said in the interview with you, nobody's really a rookie. We're now with the 3 games that were just played last weekend, 16-11, 27 games in, not including obviously the exhibition game and the alumni game. But all the practice that goes in, off season, prior to the season starting, everything that goes into it, even the freshmen now, they are a part of the program, they're a part of the team, and they're expected to, perform as if they have been here 1 or 2 years already. So I think that the upperclassmen obviously have a lot more experience. They can share that with the freshmen and the sophomores. But yeah, everyone now, this far into the season, nobody's a rookie. Everyone's counted on to contribute in some way, and always be ready to step up when your name's called.
And the next 2 conference opponents for the Titans are Cal Poly and UC Davis Aggies. What do you expect from the Titans in these next 2 conference matchups?
I think both matchups are favorable for the Titans. If looking at the numbers, Cal Poly, they're a good team. They're 17-9. They've played 2 teams that the Titans have also played, being Wichita State and UCLA. Cal Poly went up to Wichita State and took 2 of 3 from the Shockers, but then they dropped 2 of 3 to UCLA at home in San Luis Obispo. So if you want to just go by, common opponents, those two opponents are shared by the Titans and Cal Poly. Cal Poly is a very good hitting team. They have a team average of 282, but their pitching leaves a lot to be desired. They give up a batting average against of 281, so that's basically a wash, right? Yes. So I expect the Titans, because they've been hitting well lately, I expect them to go up to San Luis Obispo and be able to bring the sticks with them and score some runs. And I expect the pitching to be consistent. Pitching's been great all season, so I definitely expect the Titans to go up to Cal Poly and get a series win. Moving on to the next series after that, UC Davis. The Aggies, they have a losing record. They're 7-15 as of today. They're going to play 4 more games before they come here to Goodwin Field, so they might be able to improve their record a little bit. But they are 1-2 in conference play. They dropped the series to UCR in Riverside. They only won 1 of the 3 games. They are averaging 4.5 runs per game, which is pretty much exactly what the Titans are averaging. They play small ball as well, just like the Titans. I believe they're 25th in the nation with sacrifices at 26 total sacrifices. So, they try to manufacture runs just as the Titans do, but their pitching also has been getting hit very hard. They have 1 freshman who stepped up, Robert Garcia, and he's made a few starts for them. He's looking good, but other than him, their pitching has been getting hit pretty hard. So I expect the Titans to go in there, to win that series here at home versus the Aggies as well. So both series, Titans should win, in my opinion.
Yeah, with winning these past 3 games against CSUN, from the offense, from the starting pitching to the relievers to the closers, those are the main 4 factors, and the Titans have been up to par with them. We can't give no doubt about that. But it seems like a good opportunity to keep this 4-game winning streak going on the road and then coming back into their home field. And the Titans seem to have this opportunity of sweeping CSUN and now continuing it into the road games at Cal Poly and then coming back against UC Davis. So now that we're done with baseball, now we are going into softball. So we have one Titan currently in the spotlight. Can you guess who it is? Just a wild guess.
I'm going to go ahead and go with Alexis Gonzalez. She's been tearing it up lately.
Not quite, but from multiple Big West Conference Player of the Week awards to a .688 slugging percentage, senior Missy Taukeiaho has put in the effort to be the latest honored Titan, and one of our reporters got the chance to speak with her about her season thus far.
Okay, I'm here with Missy Taukeiaho, recently named Big West Player of the Week. Missy, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Just recently named Big West Player of the Week for your big performance this last weekend versus UCR in the sweep. How do you feel being named Player of the Week?
I mean, for anybody, it's a great feeling to have, but it's not something I really focus on just because, it was 1 week and I got to put it behind me. But absolutely, it's a great feeling for anybody.
For those Titan fans that don't know, you played your freshman season at University of Washington. What's the difference between Pac-12 softball and Big West softball for you?
Pac-12 is definitely one of the most competitive conferences in the country. And, it's rough. You play with the best of the best. And, Big West hasn't really been up there in a while as being one of the competitive conferences. But, it's still a game. The game never changes. And there's just as many good players in our conference and there is in Pac-12.
And what made you decide to come back to California? Obviously, you're a California girl. What made you decide to choose Cal State Fullerton when you transferred?
My whole reasoning for coming here, one, it was a comfort thing. I'll be honest, it was a comfort thing. Two, there was something here in the coaching staff that caught my attention. And working with Coach Ford these past 3 years, everything that she's told me since I've come here, she's kept to her word. I've played for Coach George in the past, so that was definitely a no-brainer. But it was just a feeling that I got when I came on my visit. It was, I had a rough year my freshman year and almost quit, and personal reasons. But this kind of gave me life back again.
17-3 in the last 20 games. What do you think has attributed to that success?
Definitely just us, getting our pitches, playing our game, and the coaches have done a really good job helping us identify pitches. And so us being able to apply that has really helped. We're not perfect. We don't always, have the greatest at bat sometimes, but it happens. And for the most part, though, I would say, we just have a really good pitch selection and taking advantage of the mistakes that pitchers tend to make.
And you personally, you're second on the team in batting average, 384, second in home runs with 5, tied for second RBIs with 22. Are all those on par for your expectations and goals coming in on the season?
I don't really set number goals. It's more of just how I feel. Going into the season with anyone, you could look at stats and be like, I need to hit this, 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 and this. And I feel like that puts more pressure on you than you really realize. And so my whole thing is, every game, just try to do my best.
Going forward now into conference play, you guys obviously started 3-0. What do you guys expect headed up this weekend to San Luis Obispo versus Cal Poly?
Cal Poly, they've always been a strong team, giving us a run for our money. We came out on top last season, year before they came out on top. So, it's going to be a battle for everyone. But, we're still going in with the intention that we're going to play our game. And nobody can beat us if we play our game. And respect to Cal Poly because they've always been a good team, great coaching. I have a couple teammates that I used to play with that are on the team. And we're not going in thinking that it's just going to be some easy thing. 3-game weekend. We're definitely going in with the intention of we want to win and we're going to come out on top. So just to play to us and see what happens.
Great. Well, best of luck on the rest of the season, and we hope to see more of the same going forward.
Thank you.
What a great feature it is for Missy Taukeiaho. She's been one of the main leaders on the team, and of course being a senior, coming in, transferring from University of Washington. And all the girls seem to seem to mesh with her, and well, actually the whole team, of course, meshing because they've been amazing so far. But what have you been impressed with this season from Titan softball?
Well, there's a lot to be impressed with. Titan softball is definitely on fire. They're 17-3 in their last 20 games, so they are definitely getting it done on the diamond. Missy Taukeiaho, congratulations to her. She's second on the team in home runs with 5 and tied for second in RBI with 22. She's having a great year. She's one of the big hitters that they have. One of the big bats that can go yard for them and pick up handful of runs in one at bat. But I have to say, the whole team has been playing great. They're batting .305 as a team, which is amazing. And they've stolen 60 bases in 71 attempts. That's an amazing rate.
Speedy Gonzalez is
Yeah,
there.
definitely, yeah. And the pitching staff also stepping up, 2.31 ERA. They're allowing a .233 batting average against. So that, everyone's taking care of business, and I think that they're having fun doing it. And when you're having fun out there, not really worrying, you're just playing, the results, they will come.
Yeah, and like you said, like Desiree Barra, senior, 23 games, 8-5 record, 8 complete games in 96.1 innings pitched. And her strikeout to walk ratio is at an 86.42 with a 1.89 ERA.
Wow.
I know she's the senior of the team. She's a leader. She's just amazing. I don't know how she has all this, not pressure on her, but to have the freshman pitcher like Sydney Golden to look up to her and just be the main leader on the team when it comes to pitching. How do you explain her performance?
Yeah, Desiree Barra, she's definitely the innings eater for the Titans. She steps up, takes the ball whenever she's asked to do so. She's been amazing, like you mentioned. Sydney Golden, a freshman stepping in her first season in college, and she's been great. I believe she's 11-3. Amazing record, for a freshman. Like you said, she seems like the pressure doesn't even get to her at all. She kind of just goes out there and throws. Yeah, she's just great. I have to also say that there's 4 players on this team. This stat jumps out to me. 4 players on the team that have at least 100 at-bats on the season, and of those 4, 3 of them are batting over 300. Those 3 are Missy Taukeiaho, Samantha Vandiver, and Sarah Moore, right? Courtney Rodriguez is the other player, and she's almost at 300. She's batting 295, so I'm sure she'll get there. Maybe by the end of the show, she'll be at 300 already.
Right.
But Vandiver is the only underclassman of the group. Okay, so the other 3 are seniors. That's leadership right there. The seniors are performing. They're stepping up. They're leading by example. Showing the underclassmen how to play winning softball. And there's one player that's not in the group who's been the definition of a producer. This was my guess, right? Alexis Gonzalez, when you asked me that question. Yeah. She's the definition of a producer in my mind. She might even be a better producer than Christian Vigil, who's our producer. Sorry,
I think
Christian.
so too.
But I'm going to go with Alexis Gonzalez.
She's been
That's
amazing.
all she does. All she does is produce. She's 32 for 81, okay, batting .395, okay? That's unheard of. She leads the team with 6 home runs and 32 RBI. So 32 at-bats, 32 RBI. So every time she goes up, 32 hits, 32 RBI. So every time she gets a hit, she's driving in a run. That's amazing. So Alexis Gonzalez and the rest of those players that I mentioned definitely leading the way. I expect more of the same going forward. So softball's just playing great right now.
Yeah, I think Webster's dictionary should change the definition of producer equals Alexis Gonzalez.
Yeah.
I think so far right now that's how it's going to be going for the
I'll
rest
try to
of the
get a
season.
petition going for that.
Right? And not Christian Vigil. So sorry, Christian. But it's funny how you highlighted all these players because I was actually going to talk about one of them. What do Missy, Sarah, Courtney, and Alexis all have in common besides Titan softball players? Well, they all transferred from Division I programs and found their places in the Titan family, and they've succeeded, as you can tell so far in the 2016 season. Yes. But when we come back, we'll be joined by one of these girls to discuss the season. So It's going to be a pretty interesting one.
And if some is good, Sarah Moore is better. Goes to the gap and picks up 2 more Titan runs, making it 6-0.
Just to finish strong. Some of our games earlier on, we kind of fell short towards the end, so we wanted to come in the second game with all the energy that we had left to just put it out there.
Sarah Moore hits the first pitch and drives the ball all the way to the center field for a 2-run home run. This is her first home run of the season. She will go 1 for 3 for tonight. The Titans go up 2-0.
With us now is senior designated hitter Sarah Moore. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So first of all, before we start going into depth, how are you feeling so far this season?
Great. I'm really excited that we finally have 3 wins under our belt and we finally started conference.
And how's that going with Coach Kelly Ford and all the girls? How are you guys meshing?
We're all just super stoked and they're really proud of us from this past weekend, and we're just excited to see what's going to come in the future.
And now that you guys swept UC Riverside, now 3-0 in conference, what did Coach Kelly Ford say to you girls after the Sunday game?
She kept it short and sweet. She was just super proud of us and said that we came out and dominated and did what we were supposed to do, and that's it.
I know with school, classes, and of course being in season and how productive you guys are, how do you put time in to divide it up? Time management, basically.
We're kind of used to it by now, and now that it's season, we know that we really need to focus on what we need to do with extra work to prepare ourselves for the games on the weekends and getting our schoolwork in and doing study hall hours and all the good stuff. We make it happen.
And what were some of your goals for yourself individually and for the team?
For the team, we're just putting the team first this year, and that's kind of our motto, team first, and I think we've done a very good job doing that. For myself, just staying focused on myself on the field and trying not to think about the big picture and like how little time I have left on the field, just putting everything out there and not regretting anything.
Putting it day by day,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
Every minute by minute,
exactly. Yeah.
And some people may not know that you transferred from University of Missouri. So what was the difference between the SEC and the Big West Conference?
The SEC was definitely a lot of fun because we were able to travel a lot and go to all these different schools. But here I love that we don't travel as much and we're on our turf and everybody has to come to us and play in our house, and that's probably the most exciting thing.
And coming back junior year, so it was more like a homecoming for you since you're from Chino Hills, you get to see your family. How was that feeling for you?
It's awesome. I get to see my family all the time. I commute, so I live with my parents, but it's nice to have them at the games and my friends and family and relatives that don't need to fly out to Missouri to come watch me play. They get to see me all the time.
And how much more thankful were you of just having that daily routine of seeing them come to the games and then having dinner for every weekend?
Yeah, I'm super blessed and it's really exciting. I don't get homesick anymore. It's just really exciting.
And last year you started off as an outfielder and you transitioned into the DH role. Mm-hmm. How was that process for you?
It was pretty easy for me. I've always been kind of a versatile player, and when they put me in the DH spot, I was stoked about it either way. Just to be able to get the job done with my team any way I can is exciting.
And now let's talk a little bit more about the numbers. In the 2015 season, you batted .320, 48 hits, 14 extra base hits, and 12 of them being doubles, which led the team. How much has your game grown since last season?
I feel a lot more confident. I mean, I was confident last year, but it's just something about being a senior and it being your last year. You have nothing to lose, and I think I've been carrying myself a little bit differently just because I know it's coming down to just a little bit of time.
And this season so far, you've had the 3rd most at-bats in the team, and you're 2nd in extra base hits so far. I know it's the beginning of the season still, not really, but what things did you want to improve on for this season?
I definitely wanted to improve my batting average. I like to think that I hit pretty well last year, but I know I can do better. And kind of just to get on base more, I've improved my speed a little bit, so just to be able to score some runs any way I can. And honestly, I've been trying to work more on the long balls. Finally got a home run under my belt.
I know, congratulations to that.
Thank you.
And then what have you gained from playing softball, and what have you learned from yourself?
It's definitely taught me to be a really hard worker and just to work for anything that I want. It's taught me how to gain relationships with people and friendships and to communicate with others. And just I've looked up to a lot of my coaches, and they've really helped me grow and reach certain goals that I've put down for myself.
And another main player, Alexis Gonzalez, really stepped up this season, leading the team with 6 homers and 32 RBIs. What does she bring to the team?
She's getting it done. She's always working hard, and she's in the cages, and the team sees that, and it's really paid off for her. And she's really making things happen in the lineup, and everybody's just super excited whenever she gets up to bat, and it's awesome.
And there's just been this positive energy throughout these past couple weeks, and it just bounces off of everybody, doesn't it, right?
It does, yeah.
And then one of the last main numbers questions. The team has no problem getting in the runs. You guys have 201 runs compared to your opponents at 105. It must help Desiree Ibarra and freshman Sydney Golden.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about their performances this season?
They've been really working hard on the field and on the mound and getting the outs for us. And even when the ball's put in play, we've handled it for them. And they love to see that when we can come back and score runs for them. And it leads them to have a level of confidence on the mound that it's just unstoppable.
And you're a senior this year. What's your major?
I am a child development major. I want to be an elementary school teacher.
All right, so you still want to stay in the Southern California
area? I do, yeah, that's the plan.
And what have you learned from, not athletically, but academically here at Cal State Fullerton, and what will you gain in your career?
I've changed my major a few times, so coming from Missouri and coming here and stepping into the child development program, I absolutely loved it right away, and I knew that that's something that I wanted to do, and being at Fullerton has really taught me a lot about who I am and what I want to do later on after softball.
And I know I'm sorry to mention this because it was opening day yesterday, but your Angels did lose 9-0.
Yes, sadly, it was an ugly loss, but...
Well, you lost to Cy Young.
Yeah,
Jake Arrieta.
He was pitching really good, so
he's
we'll give it to him.
His season now.
Yeah.
But how much are you excited for this MLB season?
I'm super excited. It was nice that we had an off day yesterday, but I was still watching baseball. It was like the perfect day off, so I'm excited.
Do you think the Angels are going to win it this year?
Yes.
I'm
not going to say no.
I'm waiting for the process of the Yankee game right now, so hoping right now.
Not a Yankee fan at all.
I know. This is a little rivalry we have here now. But thank you again for joining us here at the studio. And everybody, again, this is senior designated hitter Sarah Moore. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And if some is good, Sarah Moore is better.
Well, thank you again, Sarah Moore, for joining us in the studio here at Titan TV. What did you think about Sarah's experience coming from the SEC, and now in the Big West Conference?
The SEC is a tough conference, softball, not just softball, but many other sports as well. But so Sarah brings, that experience in competing at a very high level, obviously in a conference that's regarded as a better conference than the Big West. But I'm happy to have Sarah on the Titans team. Obviously, anytime you can have somebody of that quality, that caliber join your program, it's a great thing for the team. And great for her that she's back home, able to perform and play in front of her family and friends. So special thanks to Sarah for coming out. I expect more great things from her and the Titans softball team going forward.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that she's an Angels fan though. But
yeah, well, we're Yankee fans.
We're Sarah. We'll meet you in, I believe they're playing in August, so we'll see you at Angel Stadium.
We'll see you there.
We'll see you at Angel Stadium. But along with Titan baseball and Titan softball getting awards, we would like to congratulate former Titan baseball head coach Augie Garrido to being inducted into the National College Baseball Hall of Fame class of 2016.
Yes, definitely. Congratulations to Coach Garrido. He's a legend in this sport in college baseball, and for him to have built this program and set the foundation for everything that's come after the fact, we definitely want to congratulate him. It's well deserved.
And we thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. And another big congratulations to some former Titans who made opening day rosters. Opening day was yesterday. I'm sorry. Well, yesterday for some, Sunday for others. We want to congratulate former Titans Kurt Suzuki, Justin Turner, Chris Davis, Noe Ramirez, and Christian Colon. So a big congratulations to them. Good luck this year. Hopefully we can see you guys play down to 57 here.
Right.
And we're looking forward to all of you having great seasons.
Congratulations. And a little bit more on conference games. The Titans now travel to Cal Poly to face the Mustangs this weekend, April 8th to the 10th, and then...
Is it the 8th? I think it's...
Well, no, because the Titans softball goes 9th and 10th. So.
Don't use... Oh, okay. You could just say this weekend. Titans
Oh, yeah, I could say
baseball and softball head to San Luis Obispo.
this weekend. Okay,
And then they both return home for
a
a series versus UC Davis, April 15th through 17th.
And just a look out on more conference games. The Titans travel to Cal Poly to face the Mustangs this weekend and then travel back home to face UC Davis.
UC Davis.
Yeah. Okay. Just a little bit more on conference games. The Titans travel to Cal Poly to face the Mustangs this weekend and travel back home to face UC Davis from April 15th through the 17th. And again, we would like to thank you for watching On the Mound. This is our second episode. Alongside Joel Valdez, I'm Janice Garcia. You guys have a great week.
Down with Missy Taukeiaho.
So you could do it?
I could do it where they want to do it, over there by the field.
Yeah, that's what I told Lindy.
All right, are you guys ready?
I guess.
Unless someone else wants to do it, but.
All right, guys, we're good to go. It's recording, so whenever you're ready, do your thing.
Thank you for joining us again on the second episode of On the Mound. I'm joined with our baseball analyst, Joel Valdez. ¿Cómo estás, Joel?
Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Ay, muy bien, gracias. Well, happy to be here again with you.
Yes, definitely.
And excited to talk about some Titan baseball and softball. What about you?
Yeah, a lot of action on the diamonds, both of them.
Hair, once again.
Oh my God.
You need another bobby pin?
I have like... I have no volume now. What? I don't want to move my head. All right.
Do I need to like turn my body more, or do I just?
No, just like that, and then we'll just look at it.
Okay.
Because I'm going to say, okay.